What is up, you guys? Welcome back to your favorite flip here on Southern Ave, otherwise known as the Cat Throw Up House. And we are finally wrapped up with this project. This thing turned out so awesome. Anna crushed this. Shout out, Anna. It's a night and day difference. Let's get inside and show you guys how this thing turned out. So as we first come in here, oh my gosh, there's no junk. The paint's fresh, the floors.
Breathe.
This thing reeked. This is where it's really bad. Like, this is some crunchy floors right here.
Steven, don't gag. I will promise you. But now, it's all good.
Now it's fresh, it's clean, it looks good. We changed out all the outlets, we changed out all the switches. I mean, this house looks like a brand new property. And actually, I was looking at the numbers, believe it or not, last night. We actually stayed below budget. With holding costs, we were all in at $63,000, which I know that 63 was kind of what our reno budget was all in. So the fact that we've held this for 2 months, 2.5 months, whatever it's been, and that we're all in at 63.
That's exciting.
Come on, guys, you can't beat that. Let's check out the kitchen. So if you guys remember when we first had this kitchen, it was a disaster. There was crap all over the walls. We had those weird drop ceilings.
Remember that big old refrigerator? I complained about how narrow it felt in here. So we got a smaller refrigerator.
That was a good call on your end, because I was actually going to get about the same size refrigerator, and you said just let's opt for the smaller refrigerator. Let's save some money on it. It turned out really, really awesome. All the cobwebs are gone. The drop ceilings are gone. We put in some recessed lighting, which is really great. And then these are our cabinets from Builder's Warehouse, which really turned out pretty darn good in here. Super happy with how this turned out. And I actually love that we have the skylight coming in.
What a change.
What a change, what a change. Let's keep it going, let's check out the garage area. The first thing that I noticed when we first come into the garage, there's no crap in here. But over on this wall, this whole section
had a lot of water damage, who knows how many years.
I think in the last video you even said, you're like, yeah, we stopped by and we came through this door and the whole freaking door fell off.
Over. So all new drywall on this section here, and we're all set.
It looks great. So again, for a lot of these projects, what we end up doing is just painting the entire garage. Sometimes we'll epoxy the floors. Very rarely do we epoxy the floors, but giving it a fresh coat of paint, changing up the drywall that was all rotted out and gross and disgusting. Like, it just feels like a nice, clean, comfortable garage now, which is how we want it to feel. Let's check out the backyard. This is perfect, truly.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And Anna crushed the quote when it came to us doing the landscaping. I think that we were originally budgeting about $6,000 for our landscaping budget because there was no rock. We had the car, we had to change out the fence, we had to do all sorts of stuff. And
guys, I did not just cut my hair. I cut the cost down $1,000.
I think it was even more than that. I think you got like literally $1,700 off. It was $4,300 all in with the rock, with install. And this thing feels huge back here. On the other side, we still have the same panel box. We actually didn't do a ton of work over on the other side.
Sometimes simple is better.
We're keeping everything simple. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to re-engineer the wheel. Again, this price point, we listed this house for $375,000. Got a full price offer within a week. We were originally going to list this house around $360,000 actually. So we actually ended up raising the price point a little bit on it and still got what we were looking for. It's a buyer's market though. We still had some concessions. So we ended up netting what it would have been if we sold at $360,000 to begin with. So everybody wins though. Let's get inside, let's check out the bathrooms and show you some of the other finishes.
Going over here to the stairs, we got brand new carpet. Now, I strategically made sure that the carpet guy did not come in here and install till the very, very end, because I wanted to make sure that the workers and everybody that was gonna come in and out, there's a lot of people coming in and out all the time during renovation, that they did not get this all dirty. It's happened in the past.
Carpet always stresses me out because I show up to the project and I'm like, everything looks so done. I'm like, but there's no carpet. And it's because literally like almost the day before photos, you're like, now I'm putting the carpet in.
It's fun to stress them out.
Yeah,
sometimes.
hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's go upstairs, let's check this out and see the bathroom and the bedrooms.
Cool.
All right, so walking into the hall bath up here, there's really no primary ensuite, so this is actually bigger than the one that's downstairs, but this turned out clean. It turned out so good. We got the subfloor replaced because that was an issue that we were having. So
no more squeakies? No more squeakies.
Look at this. Nope, none. Brand new toilet, like we always do. We have our brand new shower tub insert with our new hardware, our new mirror. I mean, it's just clean, right? It looks nice. We ended up opting to do a prefabricated as well on this one. This is the fluted ones that we get from Lowe's that I always talk about. Because they just look cute, they're good.
This is my personal favorite.
This is...
when it comes to prefabricated vanities.
You really can't beat it.
Especially with the hardware already.
You can't beat it. Working our way over to the primary. Technically, because they have the big walk-in closet on this side.
Ooh,
this is where the snackers lived. Yeah, remember we weren't getting any AC. No AC was coming through. The AC works now.
Yeah.
So good. Ooh, brr. It's cold in here.
Millennials.
I love that it actually goes back this way a little bit, so it gives them a little bit more space.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of houses where this turns into storage and a little bit of closet space here,
Yeah.
so I like that they have the extra space, as well as the fact that we have the huge walk-in closet. With the upgraded hardware, everything just looks clean and new. Again, we're not going over the top. Not going over the top, guys. You don't have to always go over the top. For a nice price points, higher price points, put the extra effort in, but on these, just give people something new to be proud of, and don't cheap out. All right, working our way to the next bedroom. Nothing too special to see here. Now, I know one of the things we talked about in the first video was, are we gonna remove this shelving unit? We decided not to remove the shelving unit. We'll let the next buyer decide what they want to do with this. What if they want to use this as a little storage area? What if they're a DJ? What if they like to produce music and they want to have a whole music setup in here? What if they're a videographer, like the best videographer in the world, Eric Ballman, and he needs a place to put all of his camera equipment? Look at the perfect storage for this. It was made for Eric. Wish he was the buyer here. But hey, let's keep this project moving forward. Oh. I mean, just even alone, oh, so sorry. I'm like, just even alone right here. Throw her down the stairs. Sorry, that was, gosh, I know. God. You see how I spiraled?
A little bit.
Even alone right here, we had cobwebs hanging from the ceilings. We had cat throw up literally coming off of the staircase, down the wall, and it's all clean. This is where the floors were crunchy.
No more crunchy sounds.
No more crunchy
No
floors.
more cat throw up behind this little weird.
That weird thing that we decided to do nothing with, but again, it's clean though. It's just, it's very nice. I love that we added the baseboards. I'm glad that we opted to not do another bedroom in here, because we still ended up selling at an elevated price point technically, higher than we were anticipating to sell for, and that was without making that change. So to me, that change would have just added more cost. At the end of the day, that extra money that we would have spent there, we ended up spending on replacing a lot of the drywall that was down here.
Yeah, true.
I think we ended up replacing like
about 2 feet off the ground, all of the drywall needed to be redone.
Bathroom down here, again, super easy, super basic.
We actually got 2 of those vanities that you saw upstairs, but it didn't fit down here. So we went ahead and got one last minute, a little smaller, but it goes well.
On the other side of this wall, to kind of add to the drywall stuff that you were talking about there, like this whole section was water rotted out as well. And right on the other side of this is the kitchen. So they ended up having to replace all the drywall on this side and on the kitchen side because of all the damage that was going on. But yeah, I saved us $1,700 on the landscaping. I mean, we still cut costs in a lot of other areas. You really knocked this one out of the park.
Oh, gracias.
Coming into the final bedroom, again, super basic. Small bins are items that we are working on right now. Not everything gets caught when the crew is doing this stuff, right? They're focused on so much and getting the entire project knocked out that sometimes little small things may not catch their eye. So one of those things being, one of our bifolds was off the hinges. That's one of the things that came up on a repair item. The buyer, luckily on this, was so reasonable. Has to be one of the most reasonable benzers that I think I've ever received, quite frankly.
3 items, that's it.
3 items, and they were all like fixing this, right? Fixing a couple small plumbing items that were not that big a deal. Really good stuff. Let's check out the laundry room. We have a brand new water heater that's in there, as well as we have our hookups, our new equipment there. He's just getting everything knocked out for us because this property literally is a 2-week sale and the buyer is coming in 2 days to take over the entire property. So it's all hands on deck, getting everything knocked out. Overall, this project turned out, I think, phenomenal. It's a very clean, very easy product. It sold really fast on the market, especially in a weird market that we're working with right now. We are going to look to net about $40,000 on this deal, so I'm super excited about how that turned out too, right? If you guys want to see more videos just like this, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel so that way you can follow along and see all the projects that we're doing. Of course, we're trying to take you from the very start all the way through to the very end so you guys can follow along and get involved in fix and flipping as well. Anna, how can people start following you?
I am on Instagram under Anna Martinez Management.
She's always documenting. She's always going from project to project. So if you guys want to see a little bit more of a personalized approach to these versus just checking out the videos on YouTube, give her a follow, check those out. She's taking you through the process, right? So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Bye. Hi, Mom.